Susan spends her day in the graveyard. She moves through it in ways others walk through a library, her fingers brushing along cold stone spines. Bexhill Cemetery is not entirely a place of the living or the dead. On certain days when the light hangs low and the mist clings close, the air feels aware. The stones lean as though they've been whispering to each other for years, their words softened by moss. The grass swells and dips underfoot, as if something beneath it is restless. Susan notices the things most people miss. The way weather erases some names faster than others, how ivy curls protectively over one grave and shuns another, the faint marks that don't match any mason's tools. She writes them down in a small black notebook. Though she never glances back at what she's written, the pages seem to remember on their own. One afternoon in the far corner, where the yews stand thick and shadowed, she saw him. She couldn't recall seeing him arrive. He was simply there, as though the graveyard had let him in while she wasn't looking. "You must be Susan," he said. His voice carried the soft drawl of Australia, but it wavered as though it wasn't entirely sure. "I might be," she replied, and waited. He told her of his search, records, letters, whispers of a name, and how it had all ended with her meticulous archive. One of her transcriptions had given him a clue, a path to follow, until he arrived here. Susan listened, the way the ground listens for rain. Then she turned and walked between the graves without looking back, and somehow he knew to follow. They stopped at a stone that had slipped deep into the earth, its top half leaning like it wanted to hear the ground better. The writing was barely there, only shadows where words had once been. The man looked down at the faint letters, tracing them with his hand. His lips moved, perhaps forming the name, perhaps speaking to someone only he could see. Susan tilted her head, studying the lichened softened surface. "The stones tell you everything you need," she said. "You just have to learn how to listen. Not with your ears, they'll only hear the wind, but here." Fingers danced across the textured surface of the headstone. "The trick is to be patient enough for them to trust you." "Thought she was lost forever," he murmured. "She was only waiting," Susan said. Rain began tapping on the stone like fingers drumming. He thanked her and she smiled, his story quietly etching its way through her notebook. Then he was gone, swallowed by the mist between the graves. Susan lingered. Somewhere deeper in the cemetery, another stone was waiting to be heard. She turned towards it, her black notebook already open to a fresh page. In the graveyard, nothing is truly lost. Not while Susan walks the paths, answering when she is summoned.